Leroy said he's getting a lot of work done. Oh man, that's a nice focus there. Another Topo Chico.
Another Topo Chico.
It'd be like that. In fact, at any given point in the day, you could probably say that one of these is floating around somewhere.
There's 100% probability there's one floating around here somewhere. More or less in my hand.
In the shop all day. We got this nice blue monster that we're gonna tear down on
video. The blue monster. Now what's weird about this is that it's marked 9. And come on camera. There we go. It doesn't have the band strip or the strip here. Normally there's a casing strip. And the back of the pump will say 732 on the last 3 digits here. And this is a 380. If it was just me, I'd be like, well, that's a 1989, but that's not the case. So I'm not sure if they misstamped that or something. I really don't know. Never really seen that before. I know it's a non-auxiliary though, that's for sure. Yeah, we're gonna tear this thing down and have some fun.
Let's go.
Let's go. Now I've got that 4L60E that we did yesterday in this buggy here beside me. And we're gonna be doing a full build video on that tomorrow. We ordered our parts through WIT today, and those will be in here tonight. And we're gonna do a full build on that 4L60E, and we're gonna go back with the 5-pinion planetaries too. Called the customer today, and he gave the green light. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get all that on footage for you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. What'd you say?
Oh, I was like, we've got this little plan where we come down here at night and we start about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We put a transmission up into the vehicle, and we put our bell housing bolts in and get our cooler lines reset up. But then we leave it for the night. We come back down here in the morning. All I need help with then is getting my transfer case put up onto the transmission.
Yeah.
And once that point's done, you can go back to work.
It's lickety split.
I can go back in, put my drive shafts in.
Yeah, we got a good little dynamic going here for sure, for sure.
And it just, I don't know, man, it just goes more smoothly that way.
Yeah, yeah.
It breaks it up a little bit, doesn't make it seem like such a big job.
Yeah, that's Big Bertha right there.
Yeah.
And she's over there, laying down.
Oh, sleep on the job.
Sleeping on the job.
God. Oops.
Yeah, it's good timing. It's gonna smell like chives. And what'd you have for lunch?
Bacon cheeseburger.
Bacon cheeseburger. No chives though. I already took the servo out of this. There wasn't a Corvette servo in it, it was just stock. And the fluid's pretty red here. I mean, we might get lucky. We might just get pretty lucky on this one. We'll see, man. I got this from a guy. I sold a 700 to a guy off TikTok, and I went and took it to him in Tennessee, and this was the core he gave me. So this is the TikTok core, the old TikTok core. And then he kept asking me, man. He's like, "You ever tear it down?" I was like, "No, I never got into it." So today, William, we're finally getting into it. That's the wrong size. Where'd my half go? Oh, there she is. Click that and click it back on, Coach. Somebody has, they patched that, it looks like. They're putting some sort of drain bolt in there. It's odd. I hope all you guys had a great July 4th. We were in here working all night. Hope you guys had a good, safe, patriotic 4th of July. Resist the slave mine. It's a little pink.
Yeah, it looks like strawberry milk.
Little strawberry milkshake action, but there ain't nothing in the pan.
Tilt it towards me, it's like a glare.
That looks pretty saucy. That's a good sign, man. That's a really, really good sign. Like that. Yeah. That's nice, man. I know a lot of you guys like the auxiliaries, but I've never really had too many issues out of these. The valve bodies, yes, but the actual transmission, no. The only reason being that we have issues out of them is because the pre-auxiliary 700s are just older, really. And these aluminum valves will go out here like that little, and then there's one here. There's two. There might be two in this one. Normally in the newer ones there's one plunger valve, and then the spring goes right to the bottom of the TV valve. But in this one, there's going to be another aluminum sleeve in the bottom. That's an absolute booger to get out if it's sat outside or got corroded in any way. That's why when you tear down a nice pre-auxiliary, if it's clean, you're normally good to go. But if you're trying to pull it out of a scrapyard somewhere and sat there for 10, 15 years, you're probably wasting your time. I'm going to take this accumulator cap off first. And click it.
Do not.
That's a good looking valve body. This transmission has not overheated because this gasket would be stuck to this valve body. Overall, good signs coming from this pre-auxiliary 700 R4. I'm super happy. There's that lower aluminum sleeve that I'm talking about in that TV bore.
That's you won't be able to see that.
Yeah, but it's down there. There's two. We'll have to do that on the build video. But all these valves. Yep. Sometimes this was a booger. Now you can identify your pre-auxiliary and your auxiliary valve body, your main valve body here by that here, the secondary TV aluminum sleeve, and then there's a valve here in the pre-auxiliaries, and I believe that's a torque converter clutch valve. And then on the pre-auxiliaries, there's two dots here in your 1-2 shift valve on the other side of the bore. And I was trying to think of anything else that kind of stands out. Normally it's this chamfer here, but they block this off at a later date, that TCC valve, and I believe that's what that valve is. Somebody in the comment section will probably roast me for it, but it'll be all right. Go ahead and click that. All right, now we do have the little puny 27 spline here, and we're going to take our retainer off and change this seal out. And everybody's giving me hell all over the internet for beating my seals out with a screwdriver, but I'm just that good. I don't mark up the pump casings like everybody else does. Bam! Simple as that, boys.
That feel.
It didn't feel like good. Old Milwaukee. Got the big nuts. Bam. Click it.
Take it.
Click it or take it, goddamn. Cody's in training, as everybody knows. Cody's in training, as everybody knows, so he's been trying to do various attempts at pulling this pump out. So we're going to see if he can get it today.
It doesn't.
Smack it the other way. Now back a little bit more. There you go.
Yeah!
There you go. Good job.
That has been eating my lunch for
yes, it has.
The last 2 days.
That's all right.
Wow, that eats my lunch so hard.
It's all right. This bushing looks like it's a bit wore out. Teflon rings on the input shaft seem to be new here, and Teflon rings on the pump stator seem to be new as well. You got a strawberry milkshake on your hands? Let's pull this pump apart. Now this is going to have a 7-vane rotor in it.
Okay, so what's the difference in 13 vane and 7? Is it the other one 13?
Yeah, in 13 there's a 10 in the later 700 R4s and early 4L60Es, 13 in the later 4L60Es. See that 7 vane right there? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and these square pieces are called vanes. Now, this pump looks like it's foobarred. Maybe hit that camera, Cody, see if we can't.
I'm gonna try to get it, if I can get it off the glare. That light's just right above us.
You can hear the change
Oh,
of
you
pitch.
can hear it.
Yep, so definitely pump is torn up. I was going to discard this anyway and go back with a 30 spline anyway. Not really worried about it. No big deal. I'm just pointing out for the camera. But that right there is unacceptable, and that will just piss fluid right by it, and you will not build any line pressure in your transmission.
There you go. That's better.
If you've got marks like this right here. And the weird thing is, you know, you'd think the trash got in the transmission, but this filter looks pretty clean compared to what I've seen. Let's pop it out and look what's in the bottom of it there. Yeah, not a lot of trash. There's a couple pieces, but not a lot of trash at all.
Is there any chance that someone's been in this transmission?
Yeah, because the Teflon rings are white and they're fresh. Right. The early 700R4 Teflon rings were was a two-piece, like it came together like this, right? So it came together like this instead of like these Teflon rings or one-piece Teflon rings. The other one kind of comes together and seals together. It's gracious, man. Completely took out this gear body too. Yeah, this is all going in the scrapper. Wow, that's cut deep.
Nope. There, I can see it good there.
Yeah, look at the bottom of that. I bet he run this low on fluid at one point and it just burned up the pump. Or maybe he had a cooler line fail. Something like that. All this is going right into the scrapper. Wow. Band looks really good. Never seen a band that old look so good.
Solid.
Good grief.
Reusable?
That's a Ray Bestis band too from 2002. Check that out. Probably, I mean, I'll keep it for one of my trucks maybe. For do a rebuild on one of my things. Not for customers though. Everything I put in customer stuff's always new. Oh wow, we had the input to output shaft seal fail too in that drum. So yeah, I'm wondering if this thing just lacked fluid at one point in time, or if there was a restriction somewhere. These frictions look like, this drum looks really good. That looks like a really good drum. And they don't look bad, they just look like they've been in there for a while. Yeah, they were starting to deteriorate. Yeah. I wonder if he'd run it low on fluid, man. That's just where I'm leaning towards. You see that deterioration down there? Look at that.
Yeah, where you can
see the lines and then bam. That's just where it's gotten hot, man. Well, that's a rare sight.
Good catch.
They didn't look bad. They were on their way out, though. Somebody put an aftermarket steel in the bottom, right on top of this cage. Normally there's three. There's a spacer plate above this, and then there's this. It's a thin one, but somebody went in there and just stacked that on top of it, which is fine. You can do that. But, oh yeah, look at the back of them. They were starting to go.
So, yeah,
they were starting to slip. Yep. Yeah. Yep. But not bad. Like, it didn't... Whoever stopped the vehicle did a good job, you know. Because you keep driving something like that, it's going to get worse. Yep, these all look about the same. So yeah, the way that the frictions are looking, I'm gonna say this was ran low on fluid. These look pretty dang good on the top and on the bottom. These don't look bad at all. The 4 clutch pack. If that steals those away. Click that. Now, on your early 700 R4s, you've got this washer that goes on top of the planetary up top, the upper planetary up here. And this right here is a early forward sprag. And this actually comes out by itself. Okay, on the newer ones, this has a little top hat and it sits over. That way it prevents that from happening because they had so many of these break off and flip around. Yeah, so it was a bad design, so they went back and they did their due diligence and did make it better. But then they went to a single cage sprag and just like shot themselves in the foot. It's absolutely ridiculous. That forward sun gear looks good. And the input sun gear. Ladies and gentlemen,
We got him.
we got him. Heck, he was trying to stay on.
Yeah, we got him so good he won't get off of there. Scaly.
Here's where that washer I was talking about goes on. You see the 2 dots there?
Yeah.
And it just clamps in with these 2 little dots like this. Pink. And you got a brass washer that goes onto your sun shell. And you got a bearing that goes here. And a lot of times you'll see these worn out. The bearing the washer don't look too bad, but the dang sun, or the ring gear looks kind of crappy there. It's got some marks on it. I don't think that's a hardened sun shell. These early 700s, man, these early 700s have a turbo 350 center support. There's your output shaft, your bottom bearing for your parking gear. Lift up your parking gear. There's another bearing here on top of your planetary. Really good. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Be great for a stock unit, but these clutches, yeah. Again, these are about roast. Maybe this thing was just slap wore out. Maybe it was just slap wore out and the pump was on its way out. Maybe it had 200,000 or 300,000 miles on it. And just
got old.
maybe just got old. Click. All right, celebrity time.
Anti-clunk spring.
You got it.
Miley. I can't do this on the table
I know,
because I'm
it's
too short. It tried.
It about got your ass.
All right.
There she blows.
Boy, we have torn down some transmissions this week.
There's 5 servos sitting right there.
Yeah, we've been looking for parts.
Yeah. Waiting on to get these big trucks done. God dang it.
Well,
FSP transmission hat. Go get you one. How much are they, Cody? Like-
$28.99.
Yeah, they ain't a lot. They ain't much at all.
No,
Go help us out.
no. I bought a gas station hat a couple weeks ago for $20 just because I ruined my hat down there in the shop and I needed one to wear to get greasy.
Yeah.
If I can spend $20 on a stupid, crappy gas station hat, and you're someone that likes hats, spend the money. These are actually really nice. I mean, I wear this hat every single day.
Get it greasy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get them
it's
dirty.
durable.
Get them dirty.
They ain't broke yet.
They've held up good.
They're holding up pretty good. Oh, Scaly's outside. Scaly! Alright, so here's our forward input drum. And in conclusion, I wanted to show you guys what I thought the cause of all the clutches being, you know, kind of black haze, look like they got hot. Well, you can see that this seal right here on the 3 and 4 piston is below the aluminum here, right? So this looks super, super thin, and there's no lip on it. There's no lip on that whatsoever. That little lip is what you see. That's what's left.
Hold.
But it looks like that over time, you know, this thing was, well, that ain't good either. That ain't good either. You don't see that much. It just presses back in too, but.
Oh, that it's the spring perch fell apart, or the.
Yeah, it just probably hyperextended itself. But yeah, you can see those seals, how thin those seals are, those lips. I bet whoever went back through this didn't replace these seals. Or something
Trying
like
to
that.
get in on it better so I can see what I'm looking at.
It's like this area right here. There's no lip to seal that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rubber
Straight
in a groove.
rubber.
That's it. Just rubber in a groove. The overrun's about the same here. Same thing. You can see how thin those are.
Zooming back in. Oh yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, you can see how thin that is right there. There's no lip. No lip. Trying to see if I had another one, like a new one I could show you. Okay, so here's our 2 seals, right?
Hang on. I'm gonna have to get way closer for this. Alright.
Yeah, so here's our 2 outer 3 and 4 piston seals, and you can see the difference there. Look how big that lip is versus the bottom lip.
Yep, that's much
Yeah,
better.
so over time, it just eats away at it, and it goes from this right here. See how thick that is? See how that lip's sticking out?
Yep. Yeah, that one's good enough that it's hard to get off without a seal pick.
Yeah, it goes from that to this. And this is a stretchy, you can stretch this thing like pantyhose. See that?
A dirty pair at
That's
that.
a dirty pair, God dang. Yeah, there's your issue. So, it looks like everything was working click that real quick. So, like I said, I think it was the seals here that caused the main issue for the clutches, and that pump probably just went out over time. Got some trash in it. Over time, it builds it. Maybe somebody did a flush or something like that and changed the filter out. That's why the pan looks so good. Because usually you get into them, you'd see a little bit more friction material than that. So somebody probably pulled that pan off, changed the filter out, and did that. Somebody had been in it before.
To try to save it.
Somebody had been in it before, but I don't think they did a full rebuild. So we're going to do an absolute full rebuild, and we'll be back tomorrow with that Ford L60E, 2008 Ford L60E. We'll be doing it on camera for you guys tomorrow. So we'll catch you then. Have a good night. Told you he was sleeping on the job.
Man doesn't let me get any peace, bro. Oh man.